Hi, I'm Toby from the Adventure People, and I did the Inca Trail back in summer 2017, so I'm here today to tell you all about it. I chose to do the Inca Trail because I was actually already in Peru. I was on a South American adventure myself and I was passing through, and it was somewhere I'd always wanted to go. The Inca Trail is an iconic trek, probably the most famous trek in the world, or one of. And for me, the massive selling point was Macchu Pichu. It's the thing you see in photos all the time, that massive mountain and the ancient civilization. Just I always was wondered about it, so yeah, I just really wanted to go. The way I got to the Inca Trail was I had to obviously get to Cusco. Cusco is the ancient Inca capital of Peru, and that's where all your Inca Trail tours will start from. You can get there lots of ways. I happened to be in Peru already, so I took a coach from Lima to Cusco. It was an overnight coach. I didn't have much money at the time, but you can fly there either from Lima to Cusco in an internal flight, or you can fly from London, I think from Gatwick, to either Lima or Bogota, and then come down to Cusco from there. I think it's about a 17-hour flight. The best part of the Inca Trail for me was between one of two. It was halfway through when you get to Dead Woman's Pass, when it's I think it's 4,000 something meters. So at that point you're at the highest you'll be, and it's a great view from there anyway, and you just feel like, all right, that's it now. The hard trekking is done. Now it's kind of like just downhill and a steady pace until Macchu Picchu, and you get that feeling of it's going to happen now. The hard work is done, so now you get that chance to just enjoy it. But then obviously seeing Macchu Picchu for the first time, and I remember going in there, and actually it was fairly underwhelming because we got there so early, and you get there, I think you start the morning at 4 AM, maybe sooner, and by the time I'd actually got to Macchu Picchu, it was just thick fog and you couldn't see a thing. And I just got there, I was like, oh, after all of that, like, I'm going to spend the next 2 hours in Macchu Picchu and it's going to be rubbish. But honestly, within 5-10 minutes, this fog just cleared. And apparently that's what it does almost every morning. So it will be completely foggy and it will just clear. And it's almost just this curtain just being opened on Macchu Picchu, and it's just revealed before your eyes. It's incredible. I didn't actually do any physical training for the trek because I'd already been traveling already, but actually, so where I'd been traveling already, I was already prepared for it. So I'd been walking some distance every day, maybe 2-3 hours of walking a day before that, for maybe 2 or 3 months. So I felt physically ready for it. What I was apprehensive about was the altitude, because I'd never been at that sort of height before. So once I got to Cusco and I spoke to my tour leader about it, they said, as long as you stay acclimatized for a couple of days before your trek, you'll be fine. So that's all I needed to do, really. Walk a few hours a day and then spend 2 days at altitude before the trek. I didn't suffer from altitude sickness, but I certainly felt the altitude. It does grip you at times. It's obviously nothing to worry about because you've got guides at hand to help you out, but it wasn't too bad. I know some people can suffer from it, but yeah, I was lucky enough not to. I didn't pack specifically for the trek, but I did have a big backpack on me with all my valuables because I was already traveling. So obviously, where I knew I was going to do the trek, I was like, well, I don't want to do it with this massive backpack on, but it was fine. I had a duffel bag with me anyway. So what happened is the tour leader took my bag to their local office. Some of the people in my group just left their bag at the hotel, and they just took a small rucksack with them. I think it was about 7 kilograms, so it's hardly anything. And that's just the essentials you'll need for the trek. The main things to remember to pack was the walking boots, really. I wouldn't fancy doing it in flip-flops or anything, so make sure you bring good walking shoes and make sure they're really well worn in before you do it. All the other stuff, I mean, you'll have t-shirts and you won't really need more than that, maybe a cardigan or a jumper for the evenings and the mornings. You can do it in jeans. You don't need like specific hiking gear. You can do it in jeans, t-shirt and walking boots. That's all I had, and I was absolutely fine. I never felt like I needed anything else. A lot of the trek guides provide things like trekking poles, which you can hire. They're only a few quid or a few dollars. But yeah, they're there if you need them, essentially. Accommodation is camping, so it's quite basic. You'll more often than not you'll be sharing a tent with someone. It's a pre-set up campsite, so there's not much to do. You won't have to like spend hours putting up your tents and spend hours taking them down. You'll get to this ready-made campsite with tents already made. All you have to do is just put your stuff in and relax, really. Get yourself comfy for the night while the guides kindly cook your food for you. No, I never felt unsafe on the Inca Trail at all. You're with loads of people. You're on a group trip with maybe 10, 15 people, all with you at all times. You've got tour leaders, you've got porters, so in terms of personal safety, absolutely fine. The trek itself is not dangerous. It's closed in February for safety reasons, and it's open the rest of the year, so they're very aware that when is safe to go and when is not safe to go, and you won't be allowed on the trek if it's not safe. So my overall impression of the Inca Trail is it was absolutely a once in a lifetime. It's something that's stuck with me forever. I love thinking about it, I love remembering it. I'd recommend anybody to do it. That moment when you reach Macchu Picchu is just incredible, and the fact that you get to spend, I think it was 2 or 3 hours just wandering around, and you don't have to stick with a guide as well. I remember I left after about half an hour, wandered around Macchu Picchu on my own. Like, it sounds corny, but like running your hand along these stone walls that were built like by an ancient civilization who are worlds apart from your own world it's fascinating, and you can really put yourself into that situation and walk in and out all of the houses and see all of the drainage systems they had, and the areas where they used to obviously gather and speak, and the areas where they used to do sport, and then you can see the views that they had every day, and you just think, wow, what an amazing time and place to live. Top tip, take a camera. Maybe not, don't take one to just snap away every second, but take one for those special times. So for that moment you reach Macchu Picchu and you get to sit down after you've taken it all in, take that photo which you can put on your wall and remember forever.